In this video, we're talking about skilling up, and it's very important that you build the skills to close deals. All right, so I'm a huge in sales. I'm a huge hater of scripts. I hate scripts. I believe that humans create human experiences, and ultimately, human experiences are organic. It's very difficult to have real connection and understanding when you're following a script the whole time. With that said, scripts are a great tool when you're just getting started and you're learning. What is even better than a script? A framework. So what we do is we follow a framework. We call it the 5-step, 8-figure sales process. And what you'll see is a lot of people out here, they're teaching these very long, complex sales processes. You don't need that. What we need, especially when you're starting, is simplicity. This is what it looks like. Introduction, fact finding, presentation, test close, and close. I'm gonna break each of these down so you can understand how each section works and you can implement this framework. Let's hop in. First up, the intro. Have you ever been into a restaurant? You walk in and you just kind of stand there awkwardly. Nobody greets you, nobody says hello. There may even be a hostess right there. She doesn't even look up to acknowledge you. What happens is you're kind of stuck in limbo. Do I go seat myself? Do I just stand here and wait? What do we do? This immediately affects your experience. So this is the intro. It's the easiest part, but so many people miss it. When you're going through the sales process, welcome the client, introduce yourself, and let them know who you are. As a digital closer, a lot of times these sales calls are gonna be done over Zoom. And when a prospect hops on the call, they need to feel like they're welcome, they're expected, and ultimately, they should feel like they're a guest in your home. Going back to the skit, you can see an absolutely picture-perfect intro. Hey, what's up? No, cut. Not that one, this one. Hey, welcome to the plant shop. My name is Jack, by the way. What are you looking for today? This is where you're gonna gather the data on the prospect. You wanna find the answers to these questions. Why are you on the call? What are you looking for? What is the problem that you're trying to solve? What have you tried in the past? If you can solve this problem, what will it let you do? In this section, you also want to find out if they're qualified. Are they going to be a good client? Can they afford the product or service that you're selling? And ultimately, can you even help them? During this fact-finding stage, you always need to remember there's a reason they're in front of you. See if what you're selling can even help them or if you even have the solution. At this step of the process, you're not explaining the product. You're not talking about what you do. You're not telling them all the benefits. You're just asking the questions. A lot of times, new salespeople, new digital closers, this is the point where they begin to lose control. Prospect starts controlling the call and they start asking the questions. Remember, to be the one in control, be the one asking the questions. Get the data that you need, get the pain points, and in your head, start to piece together a solution on how your product or service can solve their problem. Once you've done this, it's time to move to everybody's favorite part, the presentation. Let's go. In this section, you want to sell the destination. What do they want? You don't want to show them every single thing that they're going to have to go through to get to that destination. All right, so if we want a six-pack, as a coach, you don't want to show them every set or every exercise that they need to do. You want to sell the abs, and this entire presentation should take no more than 5 minutes. I have hopped on personally way too many sales calls where the representative, what they do is they talk to me for literally 50 minutes. They don't even talk to me, they talk at me about their product or service. They don't even know my problem, my pain point, or if they can even help me. And most of the time, I'm ready just to jump off the Zoom. So you want to start by showing a few testimonials of clients that were in similar situations as the prospect. After that, you want to have 3 positive aspects of your product. This is how we keep the presentation very concise and short, and this is also how we don't sell everything they got to do. We just want 3 things that our product or service does. So if you're selling custom birthday cakes, 3 positive aspects could be they look good, they taste good, and we deliver fast. Another example, if you're selling leads, the leads are warm, they're exclusive, and they're qualified. For our company, what we do is we're selling alignment, awareness, and accountability. So how we do it is we create 3 short stories around each of these aspects. For us, an example would be awareness. We ask the prospect, have you ever been to a theme park? They say yes, of course, most people have been to a theme park. When you're a kid, you spend a lot of time riding the kid rides, right? And what happens is one day you get tall enough and you get up the courage to actually go onto the adult rides. What happens is it takes one time, but you ride the Hulk and you never go back. What happened? Your awareness expanded. You became aware of what fun really is. The kiddie rides, they're not fun anymore. And now you had a new idea of what was possible. So that's what we're gonna do in our program. We're gonna help you raise your awareness, learn these new skills that when you master them and when you implement them, it's gonna help you create a lot more freedom. Here's another example about selling leads, all right? And one of the aspects is gonna be warm leads. So this is the short story about warm leads. So what you would ask the prospect, have you ever been to the DMV? They respond, yes. Let's say you go to the DMV, they give you a number, and 3 hours later, you're sitting down, still waiting for your number to be called. Trying to call and convince cold leads to buy your service is like sitting at the DMV for 3 hours. It's miserable. So when we give you leads, they're gonna be warm and they're already interested in buying your product or service. And I know this sounds simple, but this is literally it for the presentation. You're gonna take your 3 aspects of your product or service. You're gonna create 3 short stories around each of those aspects that really gives them that understanding of what you're doing. You're not gonna go through the whole program and show them all the hundreds of videos they need to watch or all the things they need to do to get that result. You're just gonna give them short, little anecdotal stories that help create the understanding on what you do. Step 4 is the test close, all right? So this is where you're gonna get the temperature of the prospect. What are your thoughts on how this would be in your space? I love it. Let's do it. Let's go. Are they ready to go? Do they have some questions? Are they even more confused now? All right, so if you did a really good job, what you're gonna say is you're gonna say, so how's everything sounding so far? And they're gonna be, dude, I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to go. Let's sign me up now. If the presentation wasn't as clear or good as it should have been, what they're gonna do is be like, yeah, you know, everything looks good. I think this is some good information to write down. Another way you can ask this, you know, really implement this test close is say this. On a scale of 1 to 10, you know, 1 being, I'm ready to hop off the Zoom right now. 10 being, let's get started. What number would you say you are? And then let them answer. So if their response isn't a 10 out of 10, I'm ready to get started, I'm ready to go, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back, you're gonna find out what gaps need to be filled in for them. What information do they need? You're gonna show them a little more reality, create understanding, and hopefully get them to a 10 so you can proceed forward and close the deal. Now it's time to go in for the close. And this is the most important part. Without closing the deal, there's no value of exchange. Once you've made it to this point, you know they're qualified, you know that you can help them, you've shown them what your product or service will do for them. So now you'll proceed with what we call stacking the offer. You're gonna go through everything that they're gonna get. So you're gonna get this, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, ongoing access to our Millionaire Client Success modules. You're gonna get one-on-one meets with me, and the total cost for that is gonna be $5,000. When you get to this point and you've dropped the price, be quiet and let them speak. There's a lot of different lines that close deals, and we can go over that later, but this is the easiest. Let the prospect say the first word. And what's gonna happen is on 99% of the sales calls, there's gonna be objections. Objections are all part of the close. I have an entire video on how you overcome objections. What I'll do is I'll link it below. People often mistake overcoming objections with trying to force someone into something that they don't want to do. At this point, you know they want to do it, right? You know they're interested. That's not what overcoming objections is. Overcoming objections is about resolving the customer's concerns. This may mean creating a payment plan to make it affordable. And so if you really want to dive deep on how to overcome objections, I'll link the video below where you can go watch it now. So y'all, this is it. This wraps up the 5-step sales process. Remember, intro, fact finding, presentation, test close, and close. If you follow this framework, you're gonna be able to create a lot of sales and a lot of commission. And ultimately, if you have a good product or service, help a lot of people. That's it. Hope you learned a lot. I wanna remind you, by me telling you how to do this, it doesn't build the skills. You have to get out there and you have to practice, okay? You have to drill with people. You have to actually get in the field. So in the next video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about partnering with online businesses so you can actually implement this knowledge and these skills and make money. Let's go.